Hi, I'm Carter Grashow here with Isaac Edstrom and Theo Clark. We're going to talk about who's going to win the national championship here in college football. I'll start with you, Isaac.
I personally think this year is gonna be. Um, Actually, can you come back to me? I haven't thought about
Sure.
this too much.
What about you, Theo?
Can you come back to me? I haven't thought about this that much.
Fine, I'll start with myself. I'm a Colorado fan and a Syracuse fan, but I'm going to have to go with Colorado. Syracuse would be my second favorite team, so they could probably come up second for me. But I'm going to go Colorado. They got Coach Prime. I think he was working really good last year on defense. I think he can do the same. I think they made the offense better. They have Travis Hunter. They have Jimmy Horn Jr. They're both really fast. Shador Sanders. And they have on defense Shiloh Sanders. I really think they can do it.
I think Alabama is gonna win. They're one of my favorite colleges, so I think Alabama. I mean, they have some Jalen Milroe, a coming quarterback, and so they're just one of the best teams. So yeah.
I think we have some breaking news real quick. This morning, Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, and Michigan and 8 other teams announced that they would be forming their own super conference to start in the 2027 season. But first, let's hear who you think will win the Natty.
I think Oregon will win the Natty with all the players that they have, even though they lost Bo Nix. But about this news, I feel that this super conference is baloney. Who gets to decide that they're super to everybody else? I think they, college football committee should make a super conference, but they should be able to decide, not just these teams all of a sudden deciding to make a super conference.
Okay, what about you, Theo? What do you think?
Well, I think it's the 4 best teams definitely in the league. The 4. Well, like some of the best teams in the leagues coming together. I mean, I think that's like a. Well, I think they should just keep it how it was before because it's not just smart because they're already having the national championship, which is already expanded to 12 teams. So I don't think it's not a good decision to do it.
I think it's baloney, but at the same time, I kind of like it. I mean, I feel like you, as a team, you can't really make your own conference, but at the same time, it'd be pretty cool because like you get to see all those good games, like because those are like 12 of like the best teams in college football. I think you'll see all those amazing games, high-scoring games, and yeah.
I've actually sort of changed my opinion because like Carter said, these are the 12 best teams. So instead of these 12 teams making the playoffs each year, only some of them would make it because some of them would lose to each other. So I actually kind of like this conference because if these are the 12 best teams, then not all 12 of them can make the playoffs because they're all facing each other.
I do not agree with that. That just does not seem smart. I don't know why you're saying that the 12 best teams don't make the playoffs. I mean, they're playing against hard teams, so technically not they would all not make the playoffs. But I kind of changed my opinion too. It would just be dumb because some really good teams, like the best teams, if they lost, they would lose a lot of games because they're in some of the best conferences. Even though they're one of the best teams, they're not going to make it. So yeah.
Exactly. You want to see some not so good.
Yeah, but you want to see some amazing games. Like with these 12 teams, like Isaac said, kind of like not with you. You want the best games. Like when you're watching college football, especially your team, you want your team to do good, but at the same time, you want to watch an amazing game.
But I think that it's gonna be, and then when the college football players come to time, it's gonna be 5 good teams, and all the rest are bad teams. So that would not be a good decision.
I think the super conference should change each year because if one of these teams does super bad, then they should sub them out, almost like soccer, how you relegate and promote. I think that should happen with this conference too.
I mean, I feel like that would be a little weird. I mean, if you're going to make a super conference, at least keep the same teams for 5 years, and then maybe the worst team of each of those 5 years, you sub them out for the best team of not in that super conference for the last 5 years.
That's not how it works. You don't just stay there for 1 year. There's money involved in it. There's other stuff involved in it that you can't just say, oh, you're in it, you're out. You can't just say that. So that's not how college football works, that's not how you can do it and it's changed. So,
But that's how soccer works. Two teams, I don't know if it's two, but teams get relegated and promoted each year. But it should. But the
Isaac, Isaac, in soccer, it's like they get out when they're in tournaments. So like
And only 2 teams get out.
the World Cup, when you lose in the knockout rounds and qualifier, quarterfinal, semifinal, in the finals, you're out because it's a tournament. Usually in soccer, just because you lose a game, you're not out.
I know. I'm not saying just because you lose the game, but like every year they relegate some teams and promote some teams.
But then that's just a dumb decision. They can't just take them out. Like that's not how it works.
And that's going to be it, folks. I'm Carter Grashow,
I'm Isaac Edstrom.
And I'm Theo Clark.
and that's all she wrote, folks.